see my arm. You couldn't see this amazing robot that I'm serving. So hello my loves. Right before we get into your weekly self-love message, okay, this is what your soul wants you to know right now in your life. But before we get into that, I feel guided to talk about liberating yourself, because I am a self-love advocate and liberation is something that I know all too well. Also, something about liberating that I feel like is not talked about enough on social media and YouTube. We can begin to romanticize liberation, because we think when we begin to liberate ourselves, when we begin to take ourselves out of patterns, relationships, mindsets, places that no longer serve us, that are not good for us to grow and expand anymore, we automatically think that the liberating and just what we see on social media and what we see in other people's life is that it's going to automatically feel good and empowering and just all this delicious stuff, when it's quite the opposite, okay? In the beginning, when you are in the beginning stages of liberating yourself, I wish I can tell you that it's going to feel good. But when reality, it's not, because we hold certain attachments to people, places, things. When you have to move away from toxic family members, when you have to move away from toxic patterns and things that you have become accustomed to doing and being and seeing, and you have to leave that. Yes, you're liberating yourself, but when you are detaching from that, does it feel liberating? Does it feel good? Does it feel empowering? No. Quite frankly, it's the opposite. 9 times out of 10, what we see on social media when people talk about liberating themselves, it is the after effects of liberating yourself. When you like, oh yes, I feel good, I feel free. I should have did this sooner. Look how my life has improved. Look, by me choosing myself, loving myself, removing myself out of people, places, and things that no longer serve me. Look what I have walked into, which will naturally be your truth and your authentic path. But in the process of liberating yourself, in the process of freeing yourself from boxes and containers that no longer serve you and you have outgrown, does it feel good? I'm not gonna lie. You don't. You will never hear Tori tell you it does not. It feels good in the beginning, because it doesn't. Because you are confronting your monsters. You are confronting your biggest fears. You are detaching yourself from what our egos like to identify as our foundation, as our safety, or the mask, or the clothes, or what we cloak ourselves in. You are disassociating yourself from that. Honey, in the process of that, it does not feel good. But what I can tell you is it will be well worth it. The end result, you will hear like the heavens open up and fountains, and horns begin to play, and the celebration will start. Yes, at the end, but not in the beginning of liberating yourself. And I feel like that is the one thing that we sometimes romanticize, or we will see the end result of liberating ourselves, or the end result of something, and we like, oh my God, it must be amazing. But in the beginning stages of liberating yourself, it does not feel like that. It feels hard, because you got to stand up for yourself. You have to take responsibility for yourself, for situations and maybe things that you didn't even create, but you have to be that person that steps in and removes and puts an end to something. That doesn't feel good, but it does liberate you. So I'm bringing up liberating yourself because in some form or some way, this is what Spirit is wanting me to talk about, because you, my love, are liberating your life in some form. Whether it's through a mindset, whether it's through believing and knowing what is possible and obtainable for you, whether it's walking away from a connection or a friendship, family, something, you are liberating yourself from something. And Spirit really wants you to know, in the beginning stages of liberating yourself, it does not feel good, okay? When you have to be passionate about your boundaries, it does not feel good. But the more that you do it, the more that you step in that energy, the easier it becomes, and the more, I want to say, you benefit from it. And then, you get to see the fruits of your labor. But in that beginning stage of liberating yourself, no matter what you're liberating yourself from, it does not feel good. When you let go of people pleasing, it doesn't feel good. But the end result of no longer denying yourself, of no longer overextending yourself, knowing your worth, it feels good. But in the beginning stages, it doesn't feel good. So there is something this week that you are liberating yourself from. And literally, the channeled topic that I got for you, I got it at 2 a.m. I shot out my sleep when Spirit gave me this message. So something that Spirit is bringing to your attention this week is that you have outgrown this container. And it is time to expand, okay? When I was just thinking about this, the imagery, the feeling that came to me in that dream, in that moment, when before I shot out of bed and grabbed my phone to write this down, it was almost like there is something in your life that you have outgrown, that it's time to expand, it's time to open up, it's time to do something new. And one of the things that I have realized is that our ego does not like change. When we hear do something new, that means we are going towards change. We are elevating, we are growing, we are expanding ourselves. And that's one thing that the ego doesn't like. And let's not look at it in a negative sense, but let's look at it for what it is. It's the fact that your ego likes to be comforted, right? It likes that little, it's like that, grown baby. When you're like a baby, you have a security blanket that you just love, and it makes you feel good, and it takes away all of the little sad moments and little boogeymans. And when you have this little comforting little blanket or teddy bear, it just makes everything better. However, when you're a baby and you begin to grow, and then when you become an adult and you're still holding on to this little old, outdated, blanket or little roughed up teddy bear, eyeballs missing and just arm flapping, but you're just holding on to it and taking it everywhere and doing what you did when you were like 2 and 1 and 3 with the teddy bear. But now you are elevated, you've grown, and now it's time to let the receiving blanket go, let the teddy bear go. And the ego doesn't like that. Okay, the ego's like, no, this is what we've always done. This is what we've always been. We've always been here. This is what feels good to us. Now you want to tell me we're going somewhere else? Now we're doing something else. We don't know what's out there. We don't know if we take a leap of faith. We don't know if we leave the circumstances. What is life going to look like? We don't know if we change jobs or we change career paths. Ooh, what is that going to bring? How are we going to pay our rent? Where is the money going to come from? Am I going to be able to live lavish and travel and do the things that I've done? Like, all of these questions and things will come up, and what happens is those things come up and it brings anxiety and it brings fear. And then sometimes what happens, we'll just stay, and when you notice, when you stay, or when you don't pay attention to it, it kind of like calms down, it simmers down. Or have you ever noticed when you go to do something new, you know, all of a sudden shit wants to break out and everything goes crazy, but then, you know, when you stop, it just simmers down? That is happening to get you to stay in those boxes. Another example I want to give is like, boom, your shoe size. You know, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you know, or like when you were 10, you wore a size, I want to say 5.5 in kids. But now, you know, no, is that real? I don't know shoe sizes. You know, and I should know shoe sizes for kids because I got 10 nieces and nephews, but you can tell I wasn't the one buying the shoes. But anyways, you know, like if you wear a size 3 when you're like a baby, a size 3, little teeter tot shoes. I don't know what they're called, guys. Don't kill me. Don't judge me. What is it? 2T? 2T, 4T? Anyways, one of those. When you have like a little shoe, when you're a kid and you're wearing your shoe, a size 2T, and you become an adult, and now you're wearing a size 8.5. Wouldn't it be crazy if you were still trying to cram your foot in a size 2T? That little baby shoe. You see that? I'm gonna throw a little baby shoe up here. Our grown behinds trying to put ourselves in this little baby shoe. Do you know how uncomfortable that has to be to try to force your feet in there, to try to keep in this little space? I feel like there's some area in your life that, you know, you have outgrown. And, you know, maybe you already liberated yourself from it. And you're wondering like, well, damn, you know, I'm thinking it's supposed to be a little easy. It's supposed to feel good. Like, when is that going to happen? You know? But like I said, in the beginning stages of liberating yourself, it does not feel good because you are detaching. You are uncramming your foot that you were been cramming in this little small shoe. Toes are curled up, shoestrings tight. Like, you know, it's going to take a while for you to get used to this new way of being. Opening up to this new energy, opening up to this new lifestyle. Okay, so be gentle with yourself this week as your life is aligning. Okay, because one of the things that came out as far as the incoming energy, I pulled an oracle card and it says align your life. It says what is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. So this is what's happening right now for you this week. You are aligning your life with your truth. Okay? And sometimes that can be a little tedious. Sometimes that can be a little painful because whatever is not in alignment with you, whatever is not in alignment with your truth is falling away. But sometimes we are attached to these things. Sometimes we're used to going this way, being this way, doing things this way. And what's happening this week, there's a shaking happening, okay? It's rattling a tree, knocking away what's dead. What is no longer serving you. And this can be uncomfortable. And we know that eclipse season is upon us. It's happening. Eclipse season will come for your head, honey. Because whatever you are entertaining, whatever you are doing, whatever you are sitting in, honey, and it is not your truth, eclipse will come and show you that. Eclipse season, like, it snatches wigs, you know what I'm saying? So and I feel like just where we're headed now in our lives, it's more aligning with our truth, living in our truth, speaking our truth. So this week, as you align to your truth, as you align your relationships to your truth, as you align your mindset to your truth, as you align your life, I want you to keep in mind that liberating yourself in the beginning does not always feel good. When you are aligning your life, when you are cutting away whatever does not serve you, whatever is not in alignment with your truth, when you are in this energy, it doesn't always feel good, but the end result is going to be well worth it. Because what's happening right now, you, my love, are stepping out of boxes and containers that you have just been keeping yourself in, and you are expanding. But as you sometimes burst out of that container, as you burst out that container or willingly walk out that container, it doesn't always feel good, but it will be well worth it. Because when you are aligning your life, one of the things that has to happen is change. Change. Because things are being moved around. And this can be uncomfortable. But whatever is aligning in your life, the next card that there was 2 cards that came out, and right behind it was protection. And it says, call back your power, cut the cords. So soul retrieval. So I feel like whatever you are walking away from this week, in this moment, in this time, whenever you're viewing this, whatever you're liberating yourself from, it's helping you call your power back. It's connecting you to your truth. So I'm just getting this message that no matter what you're looking at this week, no matter how uncomfortable it is, stand in it. Face it. Don't run from it. Address it. Right? Put it this way, whatever you're liberating yourself from this week, it drains you. It keeps you from opening up to the beauty in life, in your life, and the beauty that is available for you right now. So I feel like you are liberating yourself this week. And I was just curious about, okay, before we get into, what needs your focus in this time period of you liberating yourself, in this time period of change in your life. So what needs your focus in this moment right now? The 2 cards that came out, guys, was the Fool card. We keep getting the Fool, right? The Fool, and then the 6 of Swords. And I love the 6 of Swords because it talks about, it's a saying that comes to mind. It's always darkest before dawn. And the 6 of, I would say 6 of Wands, but no, it's 6 of Swords. So you're headed towards a victory. But the 6 of Swords is about smooth sailing, after a hard time, coming into calmer waters, okay? So when I see the Fool card and the 6 of Swords with being what needs your focus, no matter what you're leaving behind, right? No matter what you're liberating yourself from, it's important to know that whatever is happening in your life, this is a new opportunity. It's a new beginning. And I feel like sometimes, all these cliches coming up right now, but that's even with new beginnings. New beginnings can be romanticized too, because we always assume that new beginnings feel good. But sometimes when we are presented with new beginnings, when we're presented with new opportunities, it doesn't always feel good, because before a new beginning, there's an ending that happens, right? And not only I want to say an ending, but with new beginnings, it's uncharted waters. It's stepping into the unknown. It's jumping off a cliff. Okay? So I feel like this week, whatever is leaving your life, right? Because I love the 6 of Swords in this deck right here, because it talks about knowing when to step away and start fresh. So This week is presenting you with a new beginning. This eclipse season is, moving, I want to say, debris and gravel and whatever, went away to really open you up to this new beginning. Right? And I love how these swords in the back are down, because anytime I see swords down in tarot, we know the Ace of Swords, if you're familiar with, well, I don't know, but the Ace of Swords in the traditional tarot deck is upright. That means the sword of truth. So when I see swords that are down, it means not the opposite of being in your truth. It's not being in your truth. And I feel like, with the sun right here, this illusion, whatever you walked away from, whatever you're letting go of, maybe you thought that it was of value. Maybe you thought that it was something that you needed. It was something that was connected to your truth. However, it's not. And when we see swords, this could be mentally thinking. This is your mindset. It doesn't have to be a physical person or something physical, but whatever you're walking away from, because you see, they're going into a tunnel. And as you can see, the sun is behind them. You would think that they would walk, go towards the light, go towards the sun. And I feel like you're walking away from some illusion, something that you thought you needed, something that you thought was good for you, when in reality, it wasn't. So it's important to know that whatever you're walking away from, and I don't feel like it's easy because the sun, I'm just so reminded about the sun, and maybe that was your comfort zone, it was your happy place, it was some truth that you had to see. But what Spirit wants you to do is not to focus on what's behind you, but focus on what's in front of you. And what's in front of you is a new opportunity, a new way of being, a new journey. I seen this quote that was so powerful, and it said, "The past is never where you left it." And sometimes we can sit and we can wonder, like, why do I keep experiencing this? Why do I keep going through this, And it's nothing malice. Like the universe, I don't feel like the universe is trying to, corrupt you, or you're going through this because it's something that you did wrong and you're a bad person. No, I don't, not at all. When I see that quote, the past is never where you left it, believe it or not, sometimes we can think we're over something. Sometimes we can think that something is behind us and we've left it, but it's not until we are placed in circumstances, we're placed in environments, that we realize, oh wait, no, the past is not where I thought I left it. And in reality, it's right here with me. So this is the perfect moment to deal with it. Just know that what needs your focus right now is this new beginning. The past is done, right? The past is, I feel like, never where you left it, because I don't feel like the past is all bad. What does Tori mean when she says that? Because I feel like it's some of those lessons, it's some of those experiences that shape us. It's some of those experiences that show us where we desire to go and why we show up and do what we do in a positive sense, right? So you're being guided this week, as you reflect, as you align your life with your truth. Know that this is a new beginning for you. This is a new opportunity for you. No matter how it feels, like I said, this person, they just got out of a storm, they're coming into, I want to say, calmer water. But at the same time, it's about pausing in a moment and allowing this new beginning to take root. I feel like That's why I want to say, because it's almost like in a new beginning, you know, on a new path, doing something new, opening up to change, and realizing, you know, be gentle with yourself, because you just unboxed yourself. You just took yourself out of a container, or, you know, took yourself out of some shoes, and now you're in some new shoes that, you know, are just right for you. But it's still that, it's that newness, you know. You haven't really took full root in this change, in this new way of being. So be gentle with yourself as you align your life, as you just take inventory on what's not working anymore. You know, with the Six of Swords right here, to fully open up to this change that you are experiencing in your life. Literally what I heard from Spirit is that the worst is behind you. It's time to make a wish. It's time to allow that energy of, you know, that heaviness, you know, of these changes that you're making. It's time to let that go. Because I'm telling you, until you take a look, until you align your life, until you allow it, allow yourself to feel it and allow it to come up, the past will never be where you left it. It's good for the past to inspire you, you know, but when we allow the past to bring on depression and anxiety and fear, no, we don't want that. We want the past to inspire us in a sense of, you know what, now that's over, I can go forth. So I feel this week is about inviting this new energy in. It's about letting the past go, letting what no longer aligns with your life go, and inviting this new energy in. I feel like it's already here, but like maybe, you know, sometimes, you know, when, you know, you have guests over, but you're in a poopy mood, you know, you got to shake yourself out that mood to like be present. I feel like that's something that you could possibly be doing this week, you know, shaking yourself out to be present in this moment, because you're being guided to make a wish. Whatever you had to take a look at to align your life with what is no longer aligned with your truth, it's opening you up to new possibilities of all kinds. I literally heard make a wish. Because whatever you've walked away from, whatever you've letting go, whether it's a person, place, thing, mindset, belief, honey, it's making room for a wish. It's making room for you to nurture yourself and take care of yourself and self-care. It's making room for you to allow more love and more peace, more harmony. Whatever left, whatever you disconnected with, you guys might hear Caden, it was taking your energy, it was taking your power. I know for sure sometimes we can get so caught in our head when it comes to sharing our truth, we won't move forward. So whatever you're leaving behind is helping you fully stand and share yourself and open up on a deeper level. Right? So why does this need your focus this week? Why is this being brought to our attention this week? And we got the 10 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, make a wish. Do you see the gifts right here? All these gifts. It's making room for the beauty. Whatever you're willing to, I want to say give up, whatever you're willing to exchange, it's making room for the right kind of people to come into your life, the right opportunities to come into your life. It's making room for the gift right here. That's what's happening. It's making room for abundance. So the more that you align with your truth, the more that you align with your path, meaning everything that is meant for you will come towards you. But sometimes we can get blocked by illusions and thinking and keeping ourselves in our mind, not feeling like, oh, we can do this, or, you know, we deserve more, or we're worthy of these opportunities or these people or these things. So my loves, that is the self-love message that I got for you this week. I want you to be courageous as you align your life with your truth, as you step into new opportunities and new possibilities, okay? I love you guys so freaking much, and it is such an honor to be a part of your journey, and I will catch you on the channel. Take care.